I literally see hundreds of messages of people saying, I want to be a pro. I want to be a pro. Like, you are probably one of them, right? Your goal is to be a pro and make earnings in Fortnite Competitive. You know what I think? I think most people, they want to be a pro, but they don't want to become a pro. Those are two very different things, and I hope you understand the difference. Being a pro, of course, it seems fun, you know, like you're the best in the game, or, you know, you're making money, whatever. But becoming a pro, that's where all the sacrifice happens, all the grinding. Most people just don't have the discipline, they don't have the right mentality. You're not going to be able to accomplish this goal if you're stuck in like boy psychology, where you don't sacrifice for your goals. If you don't sacrifice for your goals become the sacrifice. I think one of the simplest things everyone can understand is that you have to spend time and effort on the game if you want to improve. And I've made so many videos telling you need to grind, you need to work hard. And still I get comments of people saying like, yeah, you don't need 8 hours a day to be a pro. But the truth is, pro players make Fortnite their job. It's like their entire profession. They're professionals. This is their entire life basically. 8 hours a day is definitely not unrealistic. And the people that don't understand, they will say things like, yeah, you need quality of practice, not quantity. You need quality over quantity. And to that I would say, do you not think there's like 100 people on your region that are working smart but also working hard? Of course there is. There's probably like 1,000 people that are working smart and working hard. And that is why they're out competing you. So of course, you know, just grinding will not get you to the pro level. You still need to do the right things. But a lot of people, they do the right things, but they just don't do it enough. You know, you play Kovacs for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. But I almost have like 1,000 hours on Kovacs. That's the level you want to get to, where you're like a real grinder. Like, I literally know players that had like 0 PR before they started watching my channel, and now they're at like 4K, 5K. And other players that had like 4 or 5K, now they're at like 10, 20 even. And what have I really said in my videos? I guess I made a lot of VOD reviews, but the main thing I've said, right, is to grind. It is kind of how it works. You know, if you apply this to any other sport, any other competition, like basketball, Kobe Bryant had like the Mamba mentality, right? And Michael Jordan, like they're all trying to outwork each other. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna wake up at like 3 a.m. I'm gonna play between 4 and 6 a.m.
The two. You have to let your body recover. So you eat, recover, whatever. You get back out, start training again at 6. And now you go home, you shower, you eat dinner, you go to bed, you wake up, you do it again. Those are 2 sessions. Imagine you wake up at 3, you train at 4. You go 4 to 6, come home, breakfast, relax. Now you're back at it again, 9 to 11. You relax, and now all of a sudden you're back at it again, 2 to 4. And now you're back at it again, 7 to 9. Look how much more training I have done by simply starting at 4. And so now you do that, and as the years go on, the separation with your competitors just grows larger and larger and larger and larger. And by year 5 or 6, doesn't matter what kind of work they do in the summer, they're never going to catch up.
They're basically talking about grinding, right? Working hard to achieve your dreams. But most of you are still little kids playing video games. And of course, on the video where I talked about grinders versus casual players, I get a lot of casual players that are like, yeah, can't I just like relax at the end of the day playing video games? Why can't I play video games? Like, these are the people with no ambitions. They're just wasting their time playing this game. They should better focus that time on other things. Video games is definitely not relaxing. It highly stimulates your brain. Like, if they would put your brain into some sort of scan and they would see like your brain's activity levels while playing Fortnite, do you really think they'd see like no activity levels? Nah, your brain is super stimulated while playing Fortnite. So it's not a good way to relax. Then you're better off reading a book or something else. And then there are some people that watch my videos that think, holy shit, everything he says is just correct. Like, everything I'm saying is true. Like, you need to grind if you want to achieve this goal. Some 20k PR player told me I should watch BloodX on Twitch. You know the coach BloodX? Because he was gonna do a live stream where he was basically talking about how to improve in Fortnite, right? And how to VOD review and improve in the game. And I never really watched BloodX. I just knew, you know, he's kind of a good coach. He has coached a lot of pro players. And all of the advice he said was the exact same advice that I keep giving in all of my videos. I was like, yeah, of course. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. Like, every single point he made. Like, I was like, yeah, I've already mentioned that in one of my videos. So players that are at my skill level or above, like that are like 4k PR, 20k PR, 50 or 80k PR, they will all agree with me that you need to work hard. Like, you actually have to outwork everyone else. Like, you need to grind hard. But then we have the people in the middle. They're not like casual players, but they're starting to be competitive players. And they are not grinding hard enough, and they don't really understand how hard you actually have to grind. Like, I try to wake up at like 6 a.m. and then make videos till 12, so I can play from 12 to 12 for 12 hours still. And if I don't play for 12 hours, if I play like 10, 9, 8 hours, if I play 6 hours, if I play 6 hours, I will literally think, holy shit, I'm grinding so little. Like, I'm almost starting to panic, like, holy shit, I've only played for like 6 hours a day. I'm like a non-grinder right now. But for you, maybe you are grinding 6 hours and you're like, oh my god, this is like the best day ever. I've grinded so hard today. There's levels to this shit, man. Back in the day, I was not as serious, and I became more and more serious the more I started realizing, holy shit, if I want to get better, I actually have to take this serious. I have to take this serious. I have to VOD review. Eventually I started, VOD reviewing all of my tournaments and writing down all of the mistakes I was making for each game, and then finding the solution to it, and then trying to practice that in scrims. Like every few months or so, I became more and more serious about how hard you need to grind and how serious you need to take this game if you want to be a pro. I think that also comes with maturity. So if you're getting older, you get more wise, you understand the world a little bit better. We did a poll in the Fortnite Academy, and it says like, how much PR do you have? And people could vote, and it says between 0 and 100, 100 and 1,000, 1,000 and 10,000, or 10,000 and above. And the majority of people, 400 out of the 700 members that we have, voted below 1,000 PR. And I'd say that my audience is actually the most serious about going pro in this game. Like, you guys are real grinders, right? Like, if you just found out about my channel and you're still like a beginner at this game, I kinda get it. But if you've been following me for like the past year or so, when I started making the mindset videos and everything, teaching you how to grind, and I don't understand why you're not above 1,000 PR. Like, you're doing something wrong. I told you to grind, I told you to grind scrims, I told you to VOD review, I told you to fix your weaknesses. Why haven't you done all of that? Like, you're either a non-serious player that is not trying to go pro in this game. Maybe you're a bit of a casual, I get it. And you just watch my videos for the entertainment because you like fragging Mike or something. Okay, I get it. But then we have the serious grinders that want to go pro in this game, or at least they say so, and then they still don't take my advice. And then they don't get the results they want. A while back I made a video about how to grind like Mike. That's what I named it. You can watch it right here if you click here. It's a really good video, so watch that right now. Now keep grinding, boys. Peace.